Witnessing an episode of narcissistic rage can be just as confusing and crazy-making an experience as it is terrifying to actually watch unfold before your very eyes. And by knowing what the different forms of narcissistic rage look like and what sets them apart from just someone having an angry outburst is so important in order for you to deal with it appropriately and avoid accidentally creating a more dangerous position for yourself to be in, as well as keep you from questioning your sanity and left racking your brain over what exactly you did to cause them to become so angry or upset in the first place, which sadly is more often than not the case, and is definitely one of those things I wish I had known 20 years ago, as it may have spared me a whole lot of stress, thinking I was going crazy, or just coughing it up and assuming that my ex had some form of anger issues, because it is so much more than that. And as such, I wanted to go over what exactly narcissistic rage is, the unique characteristics that set this apart from just another angry outburst, the different forms of narcissistic rage, what they look like and how they're triggered, including an example from actual footage of an episode of narcissistic rage caught on camera, and what exactly is going on in the narcissist's mind in these moments of rage. So on that note, if you're ready to have a better understanding and, more importantly, keep yourself safe during their episodes of full-blown psychotic temper tantrum, well then, here we go. Because narcissistic rage is the result of narcissistic injury, the best place to start is understanding what exactly a narcissistic injury is. Actual or perceived threat that challenges or goes against the narcissist's delusional belief of being more superior, powerful, and better than all of mankind. Some of the main things that create these narcissistic injury are criticism, such as whenever they experience any kind of failure, make mention of them having any form of flaws, giving them advice, or suggest that they do something different than what they're doing to get a better outcome, even if you're just trying to be helpful. Rejection, such as you don't answer one of their phone calls or respond back to one of their text messages as if it was a life-threatening emergency. They don't get invited to something that you get invited to, and you express interest in going or actually go. Turn down their desire or request to have sex, whether or not you have a 103-degree fever and have been puking your brains out all day, or if you just walked in the door 5 minutes ago from getting off of working all day and the kids are starving, doesn't matter. They're going to perceive it as rejection. Questioning their authority or being right, such as disagreeing with their opinion on something, telling them no, don't submit or cave to their demand, calling them out on a lie with or without supplying evidence of proof. Anything that defies or challenges their sense of entitlement, such as trying to hold them accountable for their actions, poor behaviors, or they get caught breaking the law. And so more or less, narcissistic rage is the emotional reaction that results from the narcissist receiving this narcissistic injury. The most important things that you need to remember about narcissistic rage, entirely about they're getting a wake-up call from reality, so to speak, or a momentary burst to their delusional bubble. And it has absolutely nothing to do with you. However, their black and white mentality way of thinking, combined with their sole mission in life to remain in this delusional belief at all times and at all cost. And in order to make that possible, they have to be right, come out on top, or be the victor or victim of everything. And as such, they are going to see it as you being at fault of it all. And they are out for war and to put you in check for daring to cross them, and anything that you say can and will be used against you. It does not matter if it is coming from a manner of you making an attempt to de-escalate the situation that is unfolding. They will take whatever it is that you say and twist it, flip it, tie it in knots, shove it up their ass, and shit it back out if that's what it takes to make sure that they put you back in your place. Capiche? But what really sets this apart from any other angry outburst is due to the following. Their reaction is completely disproportionate, unreasonable, and irrational in relation to the triggering stressor. These bouts of rage come on suddenly, out of nowhere, in the blink of an eye. They go from being mildly agitated or upset to flying off of their rocker, completely out of control, then stopping just as suddenly as it starts, immediately followed by their having a brief moment to bask and soak up all the sadistic pleasure that they get from the terror and upset in your eyes, and the boost that this gives their ego reinflates their delusional bubble, putting them back up on their pink cloud and over yonder on Fantasyland Island. And with that, they will flip the switch, acting as if nothing just happened, while gaslighting you into thinking that you are the batshit crazy one and anything that just happened was entirely your fault. The most unique characteristic, regardless of the form of rage, it is purely about revenge. Psychoanalyst who actually coined the term narcissistic rage. His exact words and writings were, and I quote, "It is the narcissist need for revenge, for righting a wrong, for undoing a hurt by whatever means, a deeply anchored, unrelenting compulsion in the pursuit which they will give no rest to after having endured a narcissistic injury." You are not going to change their mind, talk them out of this, or get them to not try to take you out by your kneecaps, literally, if they feel like that's what it's going to take to get their revenge and put you back in your place. And that is no joke, nor should it be underestimated at the slightest. The different forms of narcissistic rage are explosive or passive aggressive. When it's explosive rage, this is the type of rage when it is as if you are watching the not so incredible Hulk transforming right before your very eyes, often starting out with what appears to be just another one of the arguments they've strung up to provoke you to give them an emotional reaction. But kind of like a pressure cooker, after they've received this narcissistic injury, it just starts brewing and cooking inside. And since they have no kind of emotional regulation, this anger and resentment towards you starts to quickly escalate, eventually getting them to their boiling point when they have so much adrenaline now pumping through their veins. Just like their delusional bubble, they pop. In these moments that you may witness the narcissist black eyes of fury, as the excess amounts of adrenaline pumping through their veins is what allows their pupils to fully dilate. The iris or typical color of their eye is no longer visible and legitimately looks like you are staring into the eyes of a shark. And well, damn near feels about as terrifying as if you actually were, as they in this moment are out to destroy you in any and every way that they can, screaming with such force and intense anger. The heat off of their breath causes the saliva to form in little white beads on their lip as they go about hurling profanities and degrading remarks, and many instances breaking personal property as well as becoming physically abusive and violent towards you, which can lead to serious injuries and even death. So to get kind of an idea of what this can look like and how quickly it can escalate as well as abruptly stop, I'm going to show you a brief clip that this video could be triggering, so please skip this portion if you think that it's in your best interest to do so.
Money's going to start getting withdrawn from my accounts like crazy.
Good,
it's all said and done.
Then do it. Do it. I'm not after your money.
You won't get
I told you before.
Okay,
all
good.
I wanted was somebody to be nice.
Oh, good.
And you couldn't do that.
And guess what?
You couldn't do it.
You won't
You
get
don't
money.
have it in you.
So you won't get the money on top of it.
Okay, good.
You won't get me being nice or the money on top of it.
Good.
So I don't
And
give
you
a
know it
fuck.
only screws yourself.
How's it screw myself?
And your children, but
How's it
I'm not gonna have any money, Dan. You're just gonna go
Just
spend
me.
it.
Just me.
Oh, just you.
I'll have it.
You'll have it, yeah. For Dan Baldwin.
So Adam, I'm gonna start hiding shit.
You've already hid shit, Dan. Danny Baldwin, get out of my house. Go.
Is that
Go.
What is that?
Go. Danny, go.
Walk through my shit.
Stop doing this now.
Listen.
Danny, go.
Oh.
Go.
Oh.
Go.
Oh, fuck.
Danny, get the fuck out of my house. I didn't throw anything out, Danny. I simply put your... Danny, go.
Oh, my goodness.
Go.
I ain't going nowhere.
Now. Go.
Oh, no.
Danny, I didn't touch you, Danny.
That shit's
Get
all
out
fucked up.
of my house.
Oh, that's fucked up, too.
Get,
That's
Danny.
fucked up.
Go.
Don't go anywhere.
Go.
I don't have to go anywhere.
Go.
I don't have to do anything.
Danny, stop it.
Okay.
Go.
No, no.
No. My son isn't here and you are a fucking asshole. Get out of my house now.
Hey, you go, motherfucker.
Yup. There you go. Go, Danny. Go.
Let's stomp on some more shit.
Get out of my house, Danny.
You can record all you want, man.
Go. Go.
I don't have to.
Go.
This is my house.
Go.
It's my house.
Go.
My house, man.
Go.
It's my house.
It's not your house,
It
Danny.
is. It's my house.
It's not your house, Danny. Please leave.
And depending on how you react towards their bouts of rage is going to determine what happens next. If they feel like they have successfully intimidated you, having you back down, apologizing, taking full blame for their flying off the handle, and they can see just how crushed you are and how much you are suffering, then it's likely that they're going to resort to just some gaslighting and making sure that you see it as you're being the batshit crazy one. However, if their revenge has not been deemed adequate, then you can expect for further punishment. And while you know the saying, revenge is a dish best served cold, well, nothing could be more true in the eyes of a narcissist, which is where the passive-aggressive form of narcissistic rage will come into play. Just when you least expect it, they are going to grant you full access to their special rendition of the sound of silence, where silence becomes so deafeningly loud, you'll be willing to chew your own arm off just for them to utter a single word, acknowledging your existence. Just as cold of a dish as revenge is, so are these cold-blooded predators. The more they see this affect you, as they're ignoring you, begins to eat you alive, driving yourself crazy with the whirlwind of thoughts going through your mind. The longer they are going to continue with their silence, enjoying every ounce of watching you crumble, which oftentimes can be hard to distinguish if these are really their bouts of rage, especially with the passive aggressive, because they will also use silent treatments as a way to avoid having to face responsibility. But with the explosive rage, the key thing to remember here is it starts suddenly and ends suddenly. And that's usually not going to be the case when they're just trying to provoke a reaction out of you, because they enjoy seeing you become all sorts of befuddled. And what you do not want to do in this situation, like I did, play into them trying to rouse you, causing you to become frazzled, which in all honesty only escalates their anger, truly puts you in a much graver danger of getting yourself hurt or even killed. And why trying to talk them off the ledge isn't going to work, because one, it doesn't work any other time, especially when they are out to destroy, and likely are only going to perceive anything you're doing as more criticism, like you're trying to mock them. And really the best thing that you can do is, well, pack your shit and get the hell out of Dodge. But if you're not in a situation where you can actively do that at the moment, then planning an exit strategy whenever you find yourself experiencing these bouts of rage is utmost crucial, because as I said, these can advance quickly to becoming physically violent and or bring you to your demise. And there ain't nobody worth losing your life or your soul for, especially not for these demonic lunatics. You cannot save them, you cannot fix them, you cannot change them. The only person that you can save is yourself. So save you. Because without saving that person, well then, there is nothing else. You are worth and deserve so much more. Focus on you. Fuck the narcissist.